I will. Here's your smoochy smooch. Smoochy smooch. I'm in the kitchen with Seasons 52 Executive Chef Jeff Levine. Levine. I do it every single time.
It's okay.
It must be a Jewish thing,
At least
you know?
you're consistent. That's a good thing, though.
I just think everyone I know is a Levine.
Somewhere down the road, we got a little upset with each other, and they said we're Levines now.
Okay, you just wanted to be different.
Yeah, we want to be different.
All right. Well, you guys are different. Speaking of different, out at Seasons 52, you have your spring menu. Today we're cooking trout. I don't know if you heard, but yesterday I actually liked trout.
Yes, I heard.
So we're going to try something a little different. I don't know if I'm quite ready for this, but what are we making?
Well, today we're going to make a couple of things. You know, the spring menu highlights a lot of beautiful items. We have young green asparagus that's going to be served grilled with tomato and Kalamata olive relish with balsamic glaze and a little bit of feta cheese. But the highlight of what I think spring is to me is we have this Tasmanian trout.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful product.
It doesn't look like trout. It actually looks like salmon.
It looks like salmon, yeah. A lot of people say that. Well, the thing is it's a saltwater fish. And if you were to think of a crossbreed between trout and salmon and mend those together, that would be Tasmanian trout. Really, really healthy for you, high in omega-3 fatty acids. The pinkish color actually comes from its natural habitat. It lives in the ocean, so it lives off of shrimp and things of that nature, plankton.
And so that's why it looks like that.
That's why it gets that color. It's natural habitat. So it's a trout.
But it's in the ocean.
In the ocean, the saltwater, yeah.
All right, we'll go with it.
It's really nice. So we're going to start things off. First of all, you can help me out here a little bit, okay? If you would, can I suit you up with some gloves?
Yes.
And we're going to marinate this. We're serving this really, really classically. I'm just going to grill it, and we're going to serve it with basmati rice, an assortment of spring vegetables, and a lemongrass sauce. You could probably get away with just one.
Okay.
And then we're going to marinate this here. I'm going to set it in the bowl for you. We're going to use a lemongrass marinade. Now, this is really simply a lemongrass paste you can find at your local supermarket, a little bit of lemon oil, and salt and pepper.
I can find lemongrass at the regular store?
Yeah, you can make your own, growing it in your backyard. It's pretty healthy.
And I just rub it around?
Smear it around, rub it all in, flip it over.
Does it smell like lemon?
It does. It smells terrifically. It has a citrusy aroma to it, and that's exactly what we're looking for.
The bottom too?
The bottom, flip it over. We want to get the skin side down on this.
Okay.
So we want to get that skin nice and crispy and marinated also.
Okay.
Now, easiest way, I have one that's been pre-marinated here. We'd let this marinate for about 4 hours.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to spritz our pan with our handy spritzer as always.
Yes, that comes in handy. Am I going to put this right down there?
And we're going to put that right down there. We're going to put the skin side up first, though, please.
Skin side up. Okay.
Yep. You want to hear a little bit of a sizzle down?
Doesn't that sound great?
That's beautiful, isn't it? Just a little sizzle. You don't want it to get too crazy. All right. I'm going to put this other one in here also.
So medium heat would be not too crazy?
Medium heat, yes.
Okay.
If you go really high on this, you're going to run the chance of burning the marinade and the lemongrass. And what we really want to do is we want to get a nice caramelization on it.
Okay.
That caramelization is going to bring out a lot of natural flavors, which is perfect for this. And as this cooks, we're going to get over here and we're going to talk about some of the vegetables that we can use it with. Go ahead and...
Am I done with my gloves?
Yeah, you're done with your glove.
Didn't get that messy today. I'm glad.
That's a good thing. Now, what we're going to talk about here is really simply some of the things you can do with this. I brought out an assortment of vegetables that you can go. Now, we have sautéed roasted mushrooms here, some edamame, high in protein, really, really good for you. Young cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes, both red and yellow, asparagus tips and carrots. Now, the easiest way to prepare all these are either simply roast them, steam them, and we're going to add this to it. So
together, right? Would you do it all together or separate?
I wouldn't do it all together because they all cook at different times. Like the edamame, you can buy those frozen in the frozen aisle, but the tomatoes themselves, nice and fresh. The asparagus and the carrots, they're going to steam slightly longer or braise slightly longer, just depending on their size. You cut them nice and small.
So get them all nice and soft and then put them all together.
Exactly. So this is a perfect example of what we're doing for a spring menu. We're trying to keep everything light and fresh, and there's nothing that screams spring to me than peas, citrus.
Right. And you know, you mentioned the baby asparagus.
Yes, ma'am.
Does it, I know it tastes the same, but what's the difference between the baby and the bigger guys?
Well, you know, that's a good question. Let's look at these here. So you'd have asparagus here. This is almost like a standard size. It's a little bit the size of a pencil. If you want to get maybe a little bit larger, getting into like a Sharpie, a magic marker, something of that nature. When you get them really, really thin, you see if I can find one through here. One really, really thin like this would be a younger one. So it hasn't had a chance to really get up and get woody. It's just nice and tender.
So is it better for you? Is it just a different texture? Does it taste different?
Nutritionally, no different.
It's just littler.
It's smaller.
It's just a baby.
A little more delicate, a little more flavor can be imparted into it as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So as this is going, you can smell it. You can definitely smell the lemongrass, and you can see it. So we're going to flip this over and just kind of see some of the caramelization that we're getting on that. All right, so we're going to flip this, and we're going to make those nice, beautiful crisscrosses that we like to see on our food.
Well, I'm going to let you finish this up. So when we come back, we're going to sort of dress it up. What are we doing?
We're going to finish putting this together, and then we're going to get ready to start our grilled asparagus with our caper salsa.
Perfect. Looks fantastic. All right, Jeff, thank you very much. We will be back in a few minutes, and we are going to get ready for our next segment.